Good evening, Nigeria. Thank you so much as joining me today again. This in an updated precious and always a pleasure to bring on an update of matter them really hot for inside the country. So the reigning thing now waiting for inside the country now as it concern the coalition. And this coalition matter now the thing where they the mouth of both the people will be the coalition and the people will be the opposition where they want where they coalesce against, right? So this matter hot well. And then just like you may know, people don't begin find out say perhaps some conspirators or some people don't be already we don't stand to also scatter the coalition as I speak to you because people don't point out say even the people where they call themselves faction for inside the ADC, the faction of the former presidential candidate DUmebi Kachikwu, saying are actually an ally to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Oh, just before you say it, I didn't say this myself. This, according to an exclusive by People's Gazette and other media platforms where EBC bring the matter come out. So I did here to bring on all the Jews say they for inside the matter. By the way, people they talk. Dati Baba Ahmed they shout, they holla. He talk say we don't declare war. This it is either we take back our country or we take back our country. Chibikero TV Amechinko, he himself don't holla his own holla. All of this matter then they hot. We're gonna bring a common at the mouth one by one. As a matter of fact, we feel not exhaust all of them for inside this life. I make I go quickly do this life. Make I begin go do some videos. They post one by one. Not gonna know the things then where they happen for inside Nigeria. My name is Precious, and it always sweet my belly to bring on an update of the things where they share for inside Nigeria, our beloved country. Make we enter the matter one by follow. Exclusive. DUmebi Kachikwu, Bola Tinubu's instrument for crippling new ADC coalition, nailed in US over $2.1 million fraud. I didn't write it. I tell you, say not be me writer. Now People's Gazette, now writer. Now so it take be like that for their front. But I did here to read all the juicy stuff for you. Make I bring them out, make it see what happen. By the way, the same DUmebi Kachikwu now don't talk. Say I vow to make sure say I go declare war against the coalition. I go fight against them with my last breath, with everything when they inside of me. I go fight against the coalition to make sure say they no use ADC, they no go succeed. Oh wow. Sorry, Black Abrekesa, so I go bring that at the back. I'm coming. Going straight to the coalition. Atiku, Amechi, Aregbeshala, others formed coalition because they hate Tinubu. Now, by your no talk. And by your contact, say, Atiku, let me just tell you, if you contest for 2027, 27, hey, it go be your worst outing ever where you don't ever make. It could be the worst outing where you don't ever make. Still talking about the coalition because I was wondering whether presidency will not answer the coalition people. And then they answer one by one. Wike self don't answer coalition. He said coalition that he dares coalition. Wike dares coalition says only PDP can challenge Tinubu in 2027. Excuse me, Oga Wike. Which of the PDP? The PDP where you dey inside. When are you go be the person who go lead President Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign, a big campaign to be re-elected? Now that's in PDP. Now I won't challenge Tinubu. Oh, come on. Okay, you play too much when I waiting people they tell them. I they come. I could tell you more. Coalition. Factional squabbles trail Labour Party's 48-hour ultimatum to Peter Obi. I tell you, say Labour Party don't suffer Peter Obi 48 hours. Say within 48 hours, leave our party for us. How dare you go and join coalition when we the party members are not joining coalition? Yeah, okay. ADC coalition will put Nigeria first. That's so Peter Obi don't talk. That one save the grant. 2027, David Mark 2077, David Mark's ADC plots Atiku's candidacy. Now, so Kachiko don't talk. Say them plot to bring Atiku as candidate. Yeah. Coalition. I defeated you in 2015, in 2019, in 2023. Wike mocks Amechi. I did a video on that. You should go and look in my video and just watch it there so that I don't go waste time on that matter. Coalition will register new party as backup to ADC. El Rufai, they talk and say, okay, people like say the sense say they go get problem with the ADC. He said they go register new party. Hey, I go register the new party. I don't know. Wike, my children are Nigerians, not Ghanaians. They have right to own land. If I say I tip land for my children, they're not be Nigerians. They're not be Nigerians. Okay. Labour Party gives Peter Obi, I told you, 48 hours to leave the party. And then Benue crisis, we'll move on to other issues now. Benue crisis, closely monitored in Washington, D.C. This is according to US delegation. They said they closely monitor what's going to happen for Benue State, both for US and UN. So they monitor them very closely. And Washington, they monitor them. Talking about that Benue crisis, parents of Benue passengers allege soldiers aided kidnappers. Fault police rescue claim. So police don't really rescue them. Because in Sena, soldiers might aid them now. Do you understand what is happening? I didn't write this story, so then this story like this. Okay, moving on. Tinubu, Nigeria excluded as Trump invites 5 African leaders to White House for investment planning. So Nigeria, a whole giant of Africa, no follow for the 5 African countries who will come do investment planning. That is, we're not investable. We're not. Oh dear, we're not investment worthy. What is going on here? Because okay, going back to issues about as insecurity. Suspected Lukarawa members kill 15 in Sokoto State. And then FCT primary teachers to call off strike following Wike's intervention. And yeah, okay, so yeah, these and other stories now would they bring on Adam? What I say make I begin give on the choose them one by fellow because the matter them as it hot. Now we're gonna bring and give on. So let's get straight to this issue of coalition and as it get to do with maybe I need to do this today live sharply. Please ensure that you get in your calls in, call in sharp too, so that we'll just discuss and quick make I go prepare some juicy videos then we wait to be attended to. So that I go bring those videos on Adam and I go consume them before the end of the day. Make we go straight to this DUmebi Kachikwu issue. Now um, federal, according to reports by the People's Gazette, a federal court in the United States has delivered its final judgment in a tax feud case involving Abuja-based politician DUmebi Kachikwu, the People's Gazette has reported. But before we go ahead with this People's Gazette report, make we go straight for waiting in the talk concerning the coalition, because he had initially accused the coalition of plotting to put up or bring forth an Atiku Abubakar's candidacy. So I think it's fair. It's only fair for us to look at that conversation first before we now go straight to this accusation, say in the Tinubu guy and the expose about him for the United States, right? It's only fair that we do that. So, the African Democratic Congress, 2023 presidential candidate, that's the ADC 2023 presidential candidate, DUmebi Kachikwu, said the faction of the party led by former Senate President David Mark was deliberately structured to produce former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the 2027 presidential flag bearer. Now, speaking to journalists in Abuja today, Thursday, Kachiko said the group told him during their meeting that their main interest was reclaiming power. Say na so they tell them, say they won't make sure say they get power back. Say not be for the interest of the people. So they are just lying. It's about the interest of people. Okay. And then moving on. He declared the coalition leaders to prove him wrong by publicly declaring the 2027 presidential ticket would be zoned to the south. He said if they dare say in the lie, may they open their mouth now talk, say the 2027 ticket in a south you go. If they dare say in the lie, say no be a ticket they plan to give the vice presidency to, or the presidential ticket to. Now, DUmebi stated it's a coalition that has been designed and engineered to produce Atiku Abubakar as its flag bearer. Now, so you talk, and that is an absolute truth. President Tinubu's government has posted a blend of success and setbacks across different sectors. Say President Tinubu don't get a blend of success and a bit of setback. Yet, opposition politicians from multiple parties still dismiss the All Progressives Congress-led administration as failure. Now, make we go straight to some of the things when you talk today for inside the media panel, where it be saying Ginger say nothing go make where opposition go take over the party, that he will fight as much as they can to take back the party. Well, go listen to them sharply. They will come
Just
back
imagine
on
the situation. The so-called common ordinary Nigerians who have safeguarded this party for years, who've nourished this party, who, because of people like this, I happened to emerge as the presidential candidate of this party a few years ago. They were just asked to relinquish their offices on media yesterday. This is not what they signed up for. They were validly elected through conventions into their various offices, and they were chased out of their offices yesterday. This morning, my friend and brother Bolaji, former Minister of Youths, was saying on Arise TV that yes, the politicians are the ones that messed up Nigeria, and we should give them, the politicians, the opportunity to fix Nigeria. And my response then and my response now is this. All men are political beings, but Nigeria can no longer afford to have this same group of people to continue to mind the affairs of Nigeria. We have gotten it wrong for way too long as a people. Our youths have had their minds messed up. They no longer believe in themselves. They believe that nobody cares for them. If you look at the rates of suicide in Nigeria, the rates of drug use in Nigeria, the rates of social misadventure, the social illness in Nigeria, where it now seems that we're exporting kidnapping in Nigeria, where people are now selling their children, people are killing their parents in Nigeria. If you look at the ills in our society because of misplaced priorities from failed leadership, and these people believe that this same leadership should continue to rule our affairs in this country. They continue to believe that our youth should be their tools and fools for them. We cannot continue like this in this country. We've done this for too long and we cannot continue this anymore. ADC, the ADC we have been trying to build for the last couple of years is a party that has a set of ideals, that a party that should be different, where everyone, irrespective of where you come from, who you are in society, the size of your pocket, your educational qualification, whoever you are, you should feel welcome in this party, that this party can accommodate you. So be you big, be you rich, be you poor, you are welcome in this party. But yesterday you saw the reason why we stood against these people, because you saw how they easily chase these people out of their offices because they don't represent who the so-called big men look like or the people they can work with. But these same people in the last elections took this party to 5th place. And if they continue building on that firm foundation, someday this party will continue to produce people who can do right by Nigeria. Who can do right by Nigeria. I tell you how easy it is for the media to make or mar a nation. Immediately I emerged as the presidential flag bearer of this party in the last elections. 24 hours later, media, Nigeria, the whole media, mainstream media, all they said is the 4 leading candidates. Headline pages, 4 leading candidates. Out of 19 presidential flag bearers, they said these are the 4 leading candidates. Atiku, Tinubu, Peter Obi, and Kwakwanso. So essentially what the media sold to Nigerians is that these are the 4 serious candidates. So essentially there's no point, no need looking at the rest of us. I immediately protested because their montage was showing these 4 people as the candidates. I protested. I reached out to various media owners, and immediately they understood that what they did was wrong, and they corrected it. They added me to their montage. But I tell you something, just the fact that they showed me, they spotlighted me in that, made a difference for our party to emerge, because people saw us, people believe that this is probably a serious party, this is a serious candidate. And that's what you, the media, you owe Nigerians. To see the media reporting David Mark as the chairman of the party, and understanding that is a faction of the party who handed that party over to him. And no one saying David Mark, chairman of the faction of the party. You are doing a disservice to the so-called common men here, the so-called ordinary Nigerians. If you continue to report things inaccurately, you are sending a strong message, a subliminal message, which subliminal persuasion on the minds of average Nigerians. You owe it to us as a party to present our stories, to report it fairly and accurately. This is all we ask of you. These men have worked hard. I made a pledge to these men when I emerged as the chairman or the presidential flag bearer of this party. I said to them, you've complained to me that you have been used for too long to make money off people who want to run for offices on the platform of this party, and that this is not what you stand for. But you cannot speak up because they can remove you easily. I pledged to them that as long as I'm in this party, that will no longer happen. That I will fight for them. As your presidential flag bearer, even though I'm not a presidential flag bearer, I will continue fighting for your rights in this party. You've done me a great honor, and I will repay that honor by fighting for you guys. The easiest thing was for me to have left this party since after the elections. Not so. In a season, in a country where people crisscross from party to party, I could have done that very, very easily. But I made a pledge to them, a commitment to uphold the values of the party and to fight for members of the party. That's what I am still doing now. Our party has had a lacuna for too long. So we call on INEC to do what is right by our party. We call on the media to do what is right by our party by reporting accurately the affairs of our party. We call on Nigerians to hold firm and hold fast. Because I tell you this, a country that has been brought to its knees needs fresh leadership, fresh ideas, fresh ideals. That's why we say we're a party where all men are equal before our flag, all men are equal before the Constitution. A party that will believe that social justice should be done to all the weak in our society. That's why we hold these ideals to be true, to be self-evident. We cannot continue like.
All right. Okay, so very quickly, just to state a bit of waiting in background or the background of DUmebi Kachikwu, now the presidential flag bearer of the ADC for the 2023 election. And him and Kingsley Moghalu been contest keenly for that ticket. But in win Kingsley Moghalu, even though saying accuse Kingsley Moghalu say there's a deputy, in the deputy vice chairman, I mean deputy president of the CBN at some deputy governor of CBN at some point. Yeah. So in be accused Kingsley Moghalu say he carry money come the primaries, but even with him money, in win am for inside the primaries. Even though say people they talk say at that time, people don't already talk say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu been dey instrumental to ensuring say him Kachiko emerge the winner of that primaries so that Ingo use them, to topple any serious candidates will come out. For example, not be made of this one. These are things will be the go around at that time. I mean, if you're close to politics, you would have heard this gist at that time, right? So now the background of this conversation videos, I just need to lay that background. And of course, Kachiko, now the brother of former CBN governor, former minister for Minister of State for Petroleum, EB Kachiko. Now, let's go straight to the conversation, to that expose by the Gazette, and then I'll come back again to tell you what he said. I have a lot of footages to play about him and the things he said, including his past footages that I don't know, perhaps may point at this particular expose about him right now, and then we'll move on to, other issues. Let's see, I think, yeah, I've got them ready. So, moving on to that. Now, a federal court in the United States, according to this expose and exclusive by the Gazette, said that it has delivered its final judgment in a tax fraud case involving Abuja-based politician DUmebi Kachikwu, according to People's Gazette and their report. Now, Mr. Kachukwu was ordered to pay 2.1 million US dollars by Judge George Gerald Hazel of the U.S. District of Maryland Greenbelt. Documented review or documents rather reviewed by the Gazette said the January 2023 judgment was the final decision on the tax liability case through brought by American authorities against Mr. Kachukwu and his wife Somachi, now who was also ordered to pay part of the separate 56,000 US dollars debt to the US Treasury. Now, the Gazette had previously also reported that there was a confiscation of Mr. Dumebi's assets in the US as the case was underway in 2022. Now, details of the judgment came as Dumebi returned to public infamy with a campaign to claim ownership of the newly informed political coalition against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Opposition leaders recently adopted the African Democratic Congress ADC to mount a robust challenge to Mr. Tinubu, whose reign has been, of course, tainted by endemic corruption, according to people, abuse of power, and sudden security collapse. Now, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Nasir El-Rufai, Rotimi Amici, Rauf Aregbesola, David Mark, among other top political leaders now associated with the new coalition, which was unveiled on yesterday, in the nation's capital, Abuja. But no sooner had the alliance been announced than Mr. Kachukwu launched a disinformation campaign using incurious media outlets to spread unfounded claims to that he owned the ADC infrastructure. Of course, you can see that from that press conference. That's why I played the excerpt of it. Now, but the Gazette's findings showed Mr. Kachiko was not even a member of the ADC's national executive panel. Remember that yesterday I told you that Raf also responded to him and said, "Who are you? You're not even a member of our party anymore." So now his closest association to the party came in the run up of the 2023 elections, where he used his ill acquired resources, according to this exclusive by Gazette, to upstage Kingsley Moalu at the party's candidate as the party's candidate. Right? I know write this part. Now Gazette right. Mr. Kachuku was accused at the time of hijacking the ADC to undermine the party from within as an agent of Mr. Tinubu. I'm coming. Now, who was running on the All Progressive Congress at the time? Now, Mr. Kachuku denied the allegation that he was not an agent of Tinubu, but his public statements since the election have largely clarified his loyalty to Mr. Tinubu. Now, Mr. Kachuku is a familiar guest to, of course, the Lagos-based TVC, a broadcast network owned by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, according to this report. Now, moving forward, on Wednesday, he appeared on various political magazine programs to castigate the opposition coalition corruption or as corrupt, uh, and of course politically compromised. Now, Dumebi Kachikwu is an agent of the president, a senior ruling party official told the Gazette on Wednesday. We are happy to have him. Did you hear? That is somebody from the APC, from the president's team, said Dumebi Kachikwu is an agent of the president. That is their agent. According to this report by Gazette, again, I said I did not write this. Please read it. Read this up from the People's Gazette. I didn't write it. Now, Mr. Kachukwu first made headlines in the I think mid out when he was named as the facilitator of an international bribery scheme that led to the jailing of former U.S. lawmaker William Jefferson. Now, the nefarious iGate NDTV broadband deal impugned Nigeria's reputation, anti corruption officials at that time had said. It was unclear when he returned to Nigeria, settling in Abuja, where he cast a general reputation as a notorious wheel dealer. His brother Ibe Kachikwu, publisher of fiendish magazines, served as a petroleum minister of state to President Muhammad Buhari at that time. These are all from the Gazette. Still quoting on the Gazette or reading from the Gazette, Mr. Kachikwu, who runs a multimedia platform Roots TV, told the Gazette that his regular visit to the US, which he said were often posted on social media, but no such posts were found on his Instagram and Twitter pages so far. Now, he, however, sidestepped questions about his association with Mr. Tinubu and the $2.1 million judgment outstanding against him in the US, that he did not respond to those. A presidential spokesman declined to comment on whether Mr. Kachukwu had any ties to the administration. The president has long been known to plant agents in opposition parties, according to this report. In 2023, he used Nyesom Wike to sabotage the People's Democratic Party by plunging the party into perennial crisis. Mr. Wike was subsequently rewarded with, of course, ministerial position, which he has mindlessly, according to this report, exploited to loot public assets for his family. Many of the crises remained unresolved until Mr. Abubakar and others decided to join the new ADC coalition to maximize their prospect for 2027. Immediately, Atiku Abubakar and the rest of them decided to form the coalition. BTB now said they're in peace, they're no longer quarreling, that they've settled all their differences. Now, a spokesman for the PDP section of the coalition said the new alliance would be focusing on ousting the APC from power in 2027 rather than the ruling party's antics. Now, Nigerians know the antics of the APC, according to the Bolugunabo. We're just going to focus on ending madness that is the APC in 2027. Now, I have some footages. Let me again reiterate what he said, because in this footage here, he vowed to ensure that he fights to his last to make sure that he stops the ADC from using the coalition from using the
A
ADC.
party that
I
will
like
believe
it
that
again.
social justice should be done to all the weak in our society. That's why we hold these ideals to be true, to be self-evident. We cannot continue like this as a people. But the world, the people, who we are, will be continue to be seen through the eyes of the media. That's why I invited you people here today. Your headlines today about our party don't accurately depict what's happening in our party. The people who are coming through the window, through the back door, they don't own our party. They've not taken over our party. We are fighting for our party, I assure you. I assure all our party members across the country, all of you are sending me messages, I assure you, that we won't go down, we won't let go of our party like this. Our party is worth fighting for. I assure all of you here that I'll fight for this party, I'll fight for you. We won't let go, we won't give up our party to these people, no matter how rich they are, no matter how powerful they are, no matter how deep their pockets, no matter the amount of threats made against me, my family, or to you, the party members, no matter the amount of blackmail. Blackmail me all day long. Write anything you want to write. I don't bother, I don't read those things. I am mission focused. We are mission focused as a party, and we'll get where we want to go to. Thank you.
Great. So he heard this that he said, yeah. So let's move on to other issues concerning him. Now, I'd like to also let us know that, okay, so before then, let me quickly play a footage. Now, here is a footage of Kachikwu or DUmebi Kachikwu immediately after the presidential election. In fact, immediately after the presidential inauguration, that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's inauguration. reacting to President Tinubu's inaugural speech. Now, remember, he ought to have lost election to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Everybody will lose election to Tinubu, or most people will lose election to Tinubu at that time. Go court. Apart from maybe him and Kwankwaso and some people, now no go court to contest the election. Now, after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu inaugural speech, he was on TVC and he make a statement on TVC about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Make you watch and make you see.
I want to congratulate Nigerians as a whole, all Nigerians, for seeing today, for seeing yesterday. The last 8 years in our nation's history have actually been the toughest for most Nigerians, and a lot of people didn't make it. A lot of people lived through very, very harsh conditions. And for many of us, all we wanted was anything but the last administration to see this day. And it took Bola Ahmed Tinubu, someone with his capacity to actually manage and withstand a lot of things that were thrown at him. Many Nigerians might not understand the intricacies of our political system and the things that went behind the scenes, but that ensured that we got to see yesterday peaceful transition. But he midwifed that, he managed that, and we're alive to see this day. So I want to congratulate Nigerians. The renewed hope, or the message of renewed hope, is born out of that, because out of the darkness of the last 8 years, today presents light to most Nigerians. And personally, for me as a Nigerian, what do I see in that message? As a business person, he spoke positively to the business climate, what we should expect. Look at issues of multiple taxation, look at the issue.
Just thought to make when I hear that part exactly. So now listening to what he had to say immediately after the election or immediately after the inauguration, does that sound like somebody who is not a keen supporter and an ally to the president? If you listen to that, with the way you sing praises of the president and you talk about the president, is they like person where be say he no get strong relationship with the president or he no support the president? Now, just for the record, this not be the only place where he be say he don't future for, or not be the only time we don't feature for TVC to speak. It don't feature for TVC other times too. Now, a lot of people, based on that report by the Gazette, they prove say Kachikwu or DUmebi Kachikwu, and of course, an instrument we basically keep to use make sure say they undo the ADC for inside the ADC, because as a matter of fact, he no get any hand. Now, where will this case lead to now? It may eventually lead to a litigation. Remember what he said in that press conference. Say they rely on the INEC, on INEC to do the right thing. At the end of the day, who's in control of INEC? Before what most Nigerians think, by the way. Now, who they in control of the INEC? Not be waiting INEC go do now, waiting them go do. I mean, because if you see the way INEC is not responding to the court judgment of a particular party, we make the don't sue the INEC chairman now. They no great response to the court judgment, no give reinstate the executives of that party based on the outcome of the court judgment. Till they won't even charge INEC chairman now for contempt of court. So what would you really make of that? Since they both now say they go get to go to INEC say, and the, which say INEC will do the right thing, does it mean that at the end of the day, INEC may fail or cease to recognize the David Mark led coalition or leadership in the ADC as the real authentic people for the party moving forward, as they don't call INEC? And then another thing we be say they feel right on now, the judiciary. And of course, you don't see as Wike don't already declare. And you know what people they talk about Wike as it gets to do with the judiciary. I really would really love to hear your take. You understand? I would really like to hear your take and reaction on what you think about this DUmebi Kachikwu issue. Because it is very important. Make we get the matter very clear. And then do you see the ADC surviving this? Because another thing now be say, RFI don't talk, say, oh, did they register another political party as a backup in case anything happened to the ADC? Or could it be that all these things what they do now still their normal game to use make sure say people know they sure of where it be say they directed at? Because people already claim that they are most planted in almost all the political parties to undo the opposition if they are coming to if they are joining any of these political parties. And an INEC may not also register in a political party. But the real game is this. A lot of people are worried and asking if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu na indeed the political strategies weighed in the column, the jagaban of politics when he be, why is he afraid of opposition? Why is he afraid of coalition? After all, now he do coalition for 2023, 2013-14 to comot President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. So if you know, and then Goodluck Jonathan did not do anything, they don't even move muscles to ensure that it stopped them from doing what they do. So if you really be jagaban of politics and you trust what you they do. In fact, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, if I had to speak now as a Nigerian citizen, not as a journalist, the person with the power and I suppose get the bragging rights pass. Because you know why? You suppose your policies and the good things where you don't do, and I suppose market you. So this be the opportunity, be a good opportunity for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to make sure say he dish out fantastic and impeccable governance to Nigerians in a way that nobody will want to see any other political party or even hear about any other political party again because of what? Because of the good deeds of this administration. So if you do too well in power, now people, the whole world go to blow your trumpet, the whole citizens go to blow your trumpet. Nobody will want to even hear about any political party. They'll be like, stay, 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 stay. We want you. Not even worry. Make any other party go. So if the president feel say he don't do so well, why he no feel let him work to campaign for him? Why he no feel let the good work when he don't do? So being selling point instead of these things. If truly now they mount the moles and the detractors for different political parties to cause confusion. If that is true, these are just permutations and waiting people to talk. So I thought to perhaps add the thoughts of people and reactions of people on waiting they talk about this matter. So what do you really think? We're coming back because of course all it's not over yet concerning the coalition. I have a lot to tell you about that, but let me quickly, concerning the opposition of the coalition. Again, we heard that President the Bayo Nanoga has spoken about the opposition. He has dismissed the coalition by opposition politicians as a gang up of corrupt desperados hungry for power, scheming to boost the president, to oust the president for office. Now, these politicians are desperados hungry for power, not for the benefit of Nigerians, for themselves. Now, what are you doing for the benefit of Nigerians? You that are in power now, go, 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 go. You have the opportunities. Now you hold yam, now you hold knife. Now you get the opportunity to do everything where you fit to make sure say you win the mind of Nigerians. And this is a direct call or expo to the president. Do what you can to win back the mind of Nigerians. You still have 2 years, at least 1.5 years. And Nigerians, they're very easy to please. They know they're hard to please. Wetin make you the fear or na think say it go dey easy for people to fall for this coalition if e be so una don't do well. Moving forward to what Bayo said, he said they want power at all cost because they cannot endure another 4 years in the political wilderness or be banished. Right? That's what he said. Excuse me, I don't know this pitch I'm having. So he said that they banish them from political, they banish them from politics, and they are on a winter of irrelevance, according to him. Now, Mr. Nanaga said this, of course, on his Twitter handle, where he was reacting to the waiting in the column, the waiting they happen for inside the country concerning the coalition, citing former aviation minister Hadi Serika as an example. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commissioner is also prosecuting Mr. Serika over corruption charges. Now, let the public not be deceived by the opposition's narrative about their relevance or whether the APC will mourn their departure. Rotimi Amechi's soul left the APC in 2022 after losing the presidential primaries. And so he talked. And he said Malami, the former attorney general, was never hiding or has never hidden his estrangement from the APC. He also talked about that one. And then Hadi Sirika, now with the ADC, is facing trial for contract splitting and other allegations. So he said Ogbeni Rao Faregbeshola committed anti-party activities in the last Oshun election and was expelled as an unfit APC member. Kashim Imam and the octogenarian of Chief John Odegie Oyego are among the disgruntled politicians posturing as would be saviors of Nigeria. Now, if all these people are bad, all of them are bad, because I mean they're all disgruntled politicians, right? I beg, tell me, which politician waiting for inside the ruling party right now when they good? If all these politicians are disgruntled and they're bad, what is the alternative you're giving to us, please? So these are questions that Nigerians are asking, so that we don't make this just about fight for power and all that. We understand all these politicians are bad. All the people in the opposition are bad based on what Bayo has said now. So what is the alternative? You with the power right now, which alternative did they give? Who be the people on a put at the hem of affairs? Where the youths, where the women, where the ordinary people want don't give opportunities? This administration, now they don't accuse pass as the most ethnically biased administration for Nigeria. This administration, so now people don't accuse as the administration where don't divide Nigeria the most along ethnic lines, even along religious lines. Okay, well, this administration. So, with all the accusations against this administration, what have you done to better it? Inside this administration, the son of an ordinary man, can he boast to be something tomorrow? With the way this administration is, going about things. So these are the questions and what they ask. By the way, they don't insult them. They even insult Atiku Abubakar. Say, hey, Atiku Abubakar, a very bitter politician. As a matter of fact, say if he dare to contest for 2027, it go be the last contest. In fact, it go be the worst outing we go ever get. So make you not even imagine and to think and say we even contest for 2027 because it go shock him. Now the worst outing we go ever get be that. Well, he did say quite a lot. I cannot begin to mention all of the things that he said here now, but I would like me to just go on to other issues. Wow. So moving on to other issues, especially as it get to do with some Wike and in reaction to people who be say, and this whole coalition issue. Well, Nyesom Wike has responded to the coalition matter, and of course, typical of Nyesom Wike, he did have a lot to say. So, the FCT minister Wike has urged the coalition against the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to stop using Nigerians, stating that only main opposition People's Democratic Party can challenge Tinubu in 2027. Say no other party go fit challenge Tinubu for 2027. Say now only PDP go fit challenge Tinubu. How is it that after this coalition make the announcement, now PDP come begin day in peace? These are mysteries when Nigerians they ask about. Now, of course, Mr. Wike hold this one, or Minister Wike talked this one for a media party. Again, he had a media party today. Wike faulted the rhetoric that Nigerians were hungry, noting that the members of the coalition were previously in government and did nothing to address the to alleviate Nigerians' situation. So, you too, what are you doing to alleviate their situation? He said, I heard David Mark say to rescue Nigeria. David Mark was Senate president for how many terms? 2 terms. Is it not? Nigerians were happy. Were happy. Nigerians were happy when he was Senate president for 8 years. And there was no single project in Otukpo. Saying a helicopter David Mark the East Passing Village. Well, make I go to play some of the reactions and things and when you see. And of course, he also took an uppercut on Chibike Rotimi Amechi and also the I think Dele Momodu too. But let's take a reaction to let's make I show you some of the things briefly.
Has headed for the ADC.
Which faction? Yeah.
Atiku faction? Or former Vice President Atiku has led a faction of the PDP to ADC.
Which faction?
Let's talk about a coalition that is on now. There's a coalition, and the move is to take on 2027. I put up a fight.
What is the problem of the coalition? What did they say? Why are they doing coalition?
They want to take out this current administration and come in. And you... Sorry? Because they feel that they are not doing enough.
Fine. Let me just... show me. I'll take them one by one. Now let me ask you. I heard the Dubai say to rescue Nigeria. Nigerians are angry. The man was Senate president for how many times?
8 years.
2 times, 8 years. Is it not?
Yeah.
Nigerians were happy. Nigerians were happy when he was Senate president for 8 years. And there was no single project to Otubo. Not one. He was flying with the helicopter to go to Otubo. Nigerians were not angry then. Nigerians are only angry now.
Okay, so you hear what Wike talk, but then looking at it from what he said, please, the time of David Mark when he be Senate president, what was the economy of Nigeria then and now? What do you think say be the situation of Nigerians then, based on what's their situation being now? That's a question way people they ask, and of course, people would welcome sincere answers to this question. So, what do you think the situation of Nigerians were or was during that administration, and waiting the situation of Nigerians be right now, based on this renewed hope? That my question would be asked. I think he said quite other stuffs too, and I'd like us to take a listen. And I think he also bashed Dele Momodu, and he said quite a lot of other stuffs. And then he also did respond to his children, um, you know, being allocated land in Abuja. I would like me quickly address this issue before we move.
You made reference to the flag of the construction of the INEC headquarters.
Yep.
After that flag of tongues were wagging, INEC is supposed to be an independent body, take care of their own issues, and the executive is coming to dabble into their own exclusive affairs. So are you worried?
I'm not worried about tongues wagging. What you must know is that, and to the glory of God, the chairman of Impunity did say a pay of their structural buildings and everything has already been done by FCD. All public buildings have been carried out by FCD. It has nothing to do or interfering with your work. Even where they are today, the main headquarters, was built by FCD. So there's nothing new about FCD.
Okay.
Constructing.
All right, so you heard this. This was him responding to why he had to build INEC headquarters, because a lot of people, they worried about that. If no be the executive interfering and waiting they happen to INEC, whether INEC will still remain independent if that construction they happen like that. But let's take a few more reactions from him, please.
The Buccaneers have left. Yes, the vampires have left. Who never meant well for. Look, take all the areas that were lost. I saw Chiruma on television. Was it the first day? Yes. 2 days ago. Yes, talking about this one man taking part. Asked her since 1999, have we won Yobe? Since 1999, have we won Yobe? No. So what is that you are telling me? What is that? That you are telling me? PDP has been sustained by the South-South. By the South-South. Now, yes, South-South mainly. Okay. Mainly, the Southeast. Now, because of the kind of politics these leaders, ask Emeka Yodo, I saw him there. What happened? Because somebody was not removed as secretary. He now left. So that's why the guys are angry. This is their own private, personal thing that you could not contend with. It's a power struggle that somebody has at maneuver you. You go and say, Nigerians are angry. Say that you have been defeated in that place. Don't push it to Nigerians. Let's take the issue of Nigeria very serious. Let us know the problem and focus on that and tackle the challenges.
With the combination of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi in the same coalition, don't you think it's a big threat?
What is
to
the
APC?
Okay, just tell me. When you say with Atiku, with Peter Obi, what do you mean by that? Well, what about with Tinubu not being there? I mean, so you think they're stronger than me?
Looking at the results.
No, the point I'm saying, why not you say we cannot be there means that coalition has failed?
Probably they feel you are not really with them. That's why they're not.
They're not what?
Really with them. Is your heart really with the PDP?
What do you mean by heart? The coalition is it PDP?
No, but the PDP.
No. Those are people who destroy PDP.
And just ask, like, a lot of people are curious, how are you able to work for the progress of the PDP while being actively in an administration that is, the PDP is acting as an opposition?
Okay, answer it this way. Why was I able in PDP? Didn't I PDP governor, National Assembly, had an assembly, and then supported the APC president? No answer. So that's why they should be careful, people like us. It's people like us that people need.
So in event that the PDP eventually produces a presidential flag bearer for 2027, even though you said this a number of times, where will you stand? For the president or for your party?
Did I stand for my party, the last one? Why are you saying that, man? Did I not say I will not support that people? Was that about the party?
So if the party produces a southern presidential
when we get to the bridge, I will cross it until they produce. Well, why are that's what my people say. You've not caught animal. You say women don't eat it. Catch the animal first before we know whether women will eat or not. But let's get to the bridge. Then we know how to cross at the bridge.
I want to go back to what you said earlier about Nigerians being angry, and I'm thinking that this has been the rhetoric of opposition, and when the power is in, they use it to come in. And at some point, the APC was also not totally happy with the administration that was in power. So if you look at the rhetoric that you're putting out now, that people are armed, it's the same thing that we used before. And somehow, the APC was able to manage their way.
Okay, now, what am I saying? It's their duty to sell that to the public. Why would they allow ourselves? If this is the same rhetoric that you have been saying, what is your duty? Your duty is to educate Nigerians. I have said here, if I've seen people who have not been in power, who are supposed to make this angry Nigerians not to be angry, and they're saying that Nigerians are angry, the likelihood that you listen. But how can you listen to somebody who has been in power, who has refused to make these Nigerians angry to be happy? It's not the one coming to say Nigerians are angry. If today I'm no longer in office, and then you hear me say Nigerians are angry, you should ask me, Nigerians are angry. When you were in office, what happened?
All right, so you see all the posts away, BC Wike they post to them, they ask them about that. But then the big question would be, say, you where the office right now, what exactly are you doing to ensure that you calm down and quell the anger of people? That my question will be say a lot of people they ask, because as a day like this, so the people will be say gets the biggest opportunity to make sure that they make the difference now or to win the election. Now the APC, why? Because they in power and they get a whole more than 1 year to prove to buy back the mind of the people. What are they doing to ensure they buy back the mind of the people? What thing they do to make sure say our democracy days gidigba the way it be say supposed day? What thing they make sure say what thing they do to make sure say all the arms of democracy, the legislative, the executive, the judiciary, most importantly, then they truly independent and they go feel work for the ordinary man. Now, this now one of the things where they vex people, where make people they vex for this particular presidency or this administration. So what are they doing or what are they going to do to address those issues? This is not the question. So not be just to dismiss the oppositions. If you're not threatened by the opposition, then why are you giving them time? If you not give them time, if you know they're threatened, obviously you're threatened. And if you're not threatened by them, then you would not perhaps put moles across all political parties to make sure that they succeed. Now, here is Wike stating that not only PDP go fit be the formidable opposition against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, but how can PDP be the only formidable opposition when he Wike also just now they also talk and say he must make sure say he vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu return for 2027. So that means PDP may likely just collapse their structure for APC in 2027. And if PDP does that, then where is the fate of an opposition? What exactly does Wike want? I mean, I'm not gonna help me explain. With what Wike talk now, where Wike really did. Only you they talk say the buccaneers, the carpenters, the scavengers don't leave the party. Now waiting make you they happy. And the only formidable opposition we dey now the PDP. If PDP na the only formidable opposition, we go fit comot President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And you now they talk say you where the PDP, we not still won't comot oh. You go make sure say you fight and work for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So how does that work? How will that work? So is it that you're subtly saying that you want to ensure that there is no opposition for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027? And I find that as a bit of an act of cowardice. The reason I'm saying this is that this looks like exactly what the game that was played in River State too. In 2019, according to things what happened then for River State, it was impossible for APC to have any governorship candidate. In fact, they didn't have any candidate at all because they just did inside them. Then they face one litigation of the or the other, where according to people was also orchestrated by Wike at that time. This is according to what people talk. So, according to people, the Wike orchestrated a lot of legal cases against the APC there. Internal issues, though, will make sure say they no get any candidates. They no get candidates for the House of Assembly level. They no get for the state governorship level. They no get for the National Assembly level. They no get any candidates. In fact, it was so bad that I think it was in that 2019 that the APC was now almost supporting a particular big party. I've forgotten the one new party like that. An unknown man. The man was almost winning the election. And then there was an order from Abuja to stop collating results. If you guys remember that incident that happened then, they stopped collating results. That was when we heard that it was actually President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that actually helped him in that election in 2019. Else he wouldn't have won. Now, if you're somebody who wins election free and fairly because people have your support, I mean, a democracy, now the majority of the votes of the people supposed count, right? So if they win based on your, the love where people get for you, you're not supposed to play games to undermine the opposition for you to fit emerge. If you play games to bring down your opposition, then that means you're not even sure of yourself. That is just it. If they ask you now, say if a southern candidate take over, since you say a southern candidate be your problem, what thing you go do? He said, when we reach that bridge, you will cross them. So are you now saying that you will abandon President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that you have vowed to campaign to bring back to power to now vote a southern candidate? What exactly will you do? Because this card now is what happened in River State. River State did not have a formidable candidate in most of those elections that he claimed he won Amechi for, because they were just now one court case or the other. Now make them the most opposition, no formidable opposition, because the APC were supposed to give them opposition. Then they know they. So if you know, say now by your mind, they want to make it be say because of your, your street credibility, if you win the election, why you go put problem for other parties? Then now you go stand giving as a man where you be now, so that other people will come contest with you. They make you test your street credibility, make you test your popularity. After all, democracy is basically about test of popularity, because now the people now go speak. So if truly what is going on now, it's undermining the opposition, then where is the popularity? Why is the place of the people for inside the election? Waiting be the real need for democracy right now. Make we enter inside Labour Party, Jerry, very quickly, where the Labour Party has perhaps appears to be enmeshed in a factional squabble as the party's acting national chairman, Senator Nenadi Usman, dismissed a purported 48-hour ultimatum issued to the party's candidate at the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, to resign his membership of the party. They give him 48 hours. As a matter of fact, Obiora Ifo, a brother from Anambra State, now give him the ultimatum. Talk say, for you to go join the coalition, I hereby give you ultimatum. Hurry up and leave our party. Now or pro now. You have to leave immediately. I give you 48 hours to resign for you to go and join a position that we did not approve of. Basically, that's what it means. Don't stress me to read all of that out to you. And then the Usman responded and said, say what's in the happen here. So if you like saying that, which person side we go take now? So Mr. Ifo, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party's Peter Obi, former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, has been given ultimatum to formally resign his membership of the Labour Party, having formally joined the coalition party. Now, stressing its lack of interest in joining the coalition, the party said, or the faction of the party said, the members of the coalition are power mongers whose only interest was self and not the people, right? So now waiting a talk, and then warning Nigerians that the often mouthed new Nigeria is possible, that new Nigeria is possible, is a ruse and cannot be achieved with the assemblage of old, recycled, desperate, and frustrated politicians in coalition. I agree with you very, very well. I agree with you. But then I ask again, if it cannot be achieved by them or with them, what is the alternative? The one in power now, the people in power now, are they not old and recycled and the same thing? They not share the same nomenclature. They not share the same, DNA with the people where you abuse now. That's the problem. So if you're abusing the people now that, the same old recycled, the ones where they now, please tell me, is Ganduje not recycled? Is it not the same people? Please, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since 1999. Tell me the people where the power now will be the fresh blood. Where no people we don't start things. What are we talking about? So are you afraid of people who know what you know coming to fight you? Is that what you're afraid of? Because that's clearly what it looks like. That you don't want people who know what you know to challenge you. You don't want people who understand the game as much as you understand it to challenge you. That may just be the fear. If that is not the fear, then what are we really talking about? But then now the Osman don't answer them and say, say they no follow for that, and for all they know, say that them be the authentic people, then when they in charge of the party. So Usman, in a statement by the senior special advisor media Ken Asowa, said that the party's attention was drawn to misleading reports and commentaries suggesting that Mr. Obi was issued a 48 hours ultimatum following his participation with the coalition. The statement stated, for the avoidance of doubt, the leadership of the Labour Party on May 26, 2025 particularly declared its full support for Mr. Obi's involvement in the coalition efforts aimed at creating a robust political alternative to rescue Nigeria from the disastrous misrule of the APC. So, okay, so as he did that, is it ultimatum or not ultimatum? We never know whether that ultimatum will stand or you know go stand based on the war where they go on for leadership for the Labour Party. But let's move on to what Peter Obi had to say very quickly before I go to show you more positions, because I've got lots of expo to give you. Former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has said that the African Democratic Congress ADC coalition will always put Nigerians first in its decision. Say na Nigeria first for the ADC, or Nigeria first or nothing. Obi said this, you talk today. In fact, Obi said that the move was born out of commitment to provide competence, compassionate leadership to the people. So make una no fear at all. Make una no fear. Make una no fear. Because this move, are for the people. I don't tell her, I say INEC received 12 additional applications for party registration. We don't know where this application will come from. All right. So the coalition against Tinubu bound to fail. PDP chieftain, then I know they talk am now. So any coalition against Tinubu is bound to fail. Okay, all right. Okay, so now that's part of the conversation. I really would love to move on to other issues very quickly. Of course, I tell you, say Chibika Amechi accused Wike accused Chibika Amechi say in Winam for Rivers for 2015, 2019, and 2023. So he doesn't have political might. And others would ask, how did you win him? How did you win him? Was he in the poll when you won him? If Wike stand for poll, you stand for poll, you go win him. That's my question where people they ask. And I would like get your answer. But let's move forward very quickly. I told you earlier that Erofai had said that and that the party is also looking out for the alternative of registering another political party to ensure that in case of infiltration by the ADC, so that they will use them as an alternative for the coalition in case of all of this trouble. But let's get to what Wike said about his children. So the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, says his children have the right to own lands in Nigeria. Speaking at a media chat today, he said, assuming though not conceding, my children applied for land. Are they not citizens? Are they Ghanaians? Even if they applied, are they not entitled because I'm a minister? Is it because I'm a minister? All right. He, however, denied allegations that he allocated hectares of land in Maitama and Asokoro. He said, where the land they will go, bring out those kind of land, give in children. Where the land they for those areas then. Even though people are saying that most of those lands were properties that were already owned by people, but because of one thing where they no do or the other, now waiting make it collect the land for the hand. Of course, you know that lands have been revoked recently because of one, misdeed or the other, right? Now let's take a listen to what Wiki had to say very briefly, then we'll move on to other issues. Please take a listen.
Send it now. The only thing that we didn't do in that structure was to bring the whole thing down. Everything was removed. I'm sure if you go there today, you'll be happy for it. Now, let me tell you how this country works. The man they gave it was paying to the FCT every year 50 million naira. As I speak to you, that place was commissioned in June 10. Do you know the revenue was made within 3 weeks? 650 million naira.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 650 million naira. But this was somebody giving us 50 million naira a year.
All right, so this was him speaking about the
That is the
ICC
country.
and why it is a better move to have renovated it because people love good things, and that right now the ICC is making more money than it had ever made before because, of course, people are now booking it back to back to back. But let's move on quickly to other issues. Okay, so moving on to Benue State issues now. I hear that a delegation from the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee and United States on congressional staff has sympathized with the people of Benue State following recent killings in Yerwata and other parts of the state. Now, the delegation said development on the state are being closely monitored by Washington, D.C. Our hearts go out to you, stated JC Einsel of the UNHCR, who led the delegation during a courtesy call at the Benue State Government House in Makodi. Reports of the attack have reached Washington, D.C., and I can confirm that Americans are closely following the situation here in Benue State. Now, whilst they're still following it, remember earlier there was a report that some passengers of the Benue Link that were kidnapped have been released. However, there's a disclaimer to that, or perhaps another angle to that conversation. As parents of the Benue Link's passengers abducted by gunmen at aka in Okpukul AG of Benue State, have demanded an investigation into the role played by security personnel in the incident. Now, the parents also said that the police lied to in the claim that the passengers were rescued during an operation. According to the parents, the passengers were freed after ransom payment after they paid ransom. A parent of one of the victims who spoke to journalists on condition of anonymity in Makodi called on the government to investigate the soldiers and other security personnel posted to the AK checkpoint at the time of the incident. Quoting him now, he said he described as visible negligence and false claims by the police after his families paid ransom to secure their victims, and then they're saying that they were released, after this or that. In fact, quoting the woman, she says, "My daughter said soldiers were right there when they were kidnapping them, but did nothing. They just watched as the kidnappers took them into the bush." Later, when the divisional police officer DPO went there to ask the soldiers for the direction of the kidnapper or the direction the kidnappers went, they gave him the wrong direction, sending police on a futile case. Now, let the government fish out those who were on duty that day. You see, this is not the first time that military personnel would have been um, you know, found perhaps fingered in such cases or such incidences, as it were. We don't know why this is happening repeatedly. Even the chief of defense staff don't talk and say, no, say some moles they within the military. But then what are they doing to fish out those moles? Because it can't continue to allow people, that are supposed to protect lives to be the ones who risk those lives that they're supposed to protect. And then we just do nothing because we're helpless. How do we continue in this circle? That's what many will say. But Meg will move on to, still about insecurity. Yeah. So we also hear say bandits suspected to be members of Lukarawa have reportedly killed about 15 persons in Kwalijiaya village in Tangaza local government area of Sokoto state. It is believed that the incident occurred yesterday, Wednesday, after when the suspected terrorists invaded the village and attacked them all. This again is another problem. Remember, we have Lukarawas who've been fighting. That means the fight with Lukarawas isn't over yet. Nigeria's phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions very quickly so that I can wrap up for the day. Phone lines are open. You can call the WhatsApp line 0817 0294077. That's the WhatsApp number. Or you follow the link on the post and get straight into the studio to join the conversation. Phone lines are open. So, speaking further on that conversation, let's see. Yeah, so, yeah. So on the Sokoto State incident, it is really very sad. Now we heard that victims, according to sources, had been buried according to Islamic rites in the same Wednesday that they were killed. Um, According to eyewitness, such atrocities were often aided by information the bandits received from some residents of the villages. He added that it is very important that the people in the affected village intensify efforts to cooperate with security agencies in order to curb the activities of the evil men in their areas. Okay, So moving on, we hear say Oga Donald Trump don't invite some people come, some African leaders come White House to come discuss economy, and then they deliberately left your president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They no call on a president, and that's an insult to the largest economy in Africa, an insult to the giant of Africa. How can that even happen? How can that happen? So, US President Donald Trump will host leaders of 5 African nations in Washington next week to discuss commercial opportunities, according to White House sources. And they come to tell on more of this story. We'll make a big this call. Hello, good evening. Hello. Super. I greet you too, my brother. Welcome.
Every day we dey hear, we no dey even hear. Which day we dey even hear good news for Nigeria? Which day? And share our president, is he in Nigeria?
It is St. Lucia now.
Since that time, he never still come back.
Sir, holiday stroke the work visit now.
Which holiday? They no go tell Nigerians the truth why he went there say holiday. Which holiday? So no more Paris again, St. Lucia, now in St. Lucia.
You know
Of
what?
all the things that is happening.
You know what make Caribbean breeze blow our president?
My God, what kind of country is this?
Ouch. Sorry.
Say who do us? Who person feel like the person do us don't carry the water, the key, go throw inside Red Sea where nobody can find the key. Because this one the damage there, not be small damage they do to Nigerians. Even our leaders don't even know what they are doing anymore. They don't even know what they are doing anymore. You are attacking this coalition come, you are attacking them, you are calling them names. Just like you ask, the ones we did now. What is the difference between the ones we did now and on what they are saying? I mean, what they are attacking to the coalition? The same people. Do you know when Tinubu started politics? Maybe when I was a toddler.
You don't forget I senator MB before this present democracy.
Since how many years ago? Since 1980 something. Since 1980 something. And up to today, they still did it. And somebody is saying, somebody did a former this for. Go watch Ultimatum interview on the channel.
I did see him already. I not get time because I did work. I go watch him and I go do a video and analysis on what's in it.
Festus Keyamo when they write, he said, who is that one? He said he brought Festus Keyamo into politics. He made him what he is today. He is the one who said he made him the spokesperson to Buhari's campaign. I want to see how he will react because I know sometimes journalist will ask him that question. Say, did you hear what Amici said? Make he react to it. Whether he go feel pull make it talk. Because people will just sit there in the comfort of their zone and be writing nonsense. Because you are trying to protect your food. The president you are defending is not even in the country. Nobody know what he has been going to. Nobody know what all this is strategy, hide and seek. That is one thing I don't like about this present administration.
Sorry.
Their own secret is just so much. And one day all the things they are hiding, it will come out. You go watch now. It will come out. Thank you, my dear sister. God bless.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. All right. Phone lines are still open. Let's continue to take your reactions on the conversations that we've had. Hello. Good evening and welcome. Hello. Hello. Sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Ekale, sir. Oga Ola, sir.
No, I am Mr. Bakari.
Oh, Mr. Bakari, you're welcome. You sound like Miss Ola from Chicago. Sincere apologies. You're welcome, sir.
Appreciate, sir. I'm saying that let's just continue to pray for Nigeria. 2027 is the time. Rofo. I'm still saying it.
This Rofo go past Rofo.
Yeah, because look at what is happening now. Look at what is happening. They don't want opposition. They are blocking them here and there. They are doing this. What is happening? Look at Wike today. I was watching this shot media this interview. Rubbish. That man now share you, now your brother, now your uncle now.
Why did you like this now, sir?
You know what I'm saying?
Are you accusing my village people that will use kai kai to brush our mouth in the morning?
No. I am not accusing.
It's okay, sir. Go ahead.
Already his brothers are accusing him of taking one whiskey of 450,000 naira. They have been accusing me from beginning. It's not from me.
Go ahead, sir.
Already, let me tell you another thing. May the soul of Edwin Clark rest in peace.
Amen.
That Baba have said a lot about Wike. They have said a lot. So now we are saying it. Cause your hand. I wish Nigerian good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Continue your work.
Thank you, sir.
Continue your work.
Thank you,
I love
sir.
chatting with you. I've been looking at your program every day. I will continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Good night, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Bye. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Hello?
Hello?
Sir?
Precious.
Hi, is this Laura?
Yes.
Laura, I've missed you. Where in the world have you been?
Sometimes you don't know that Nigeria can give PTSD.
What are you talking? What are you talking? Me that I have to do. You guys have put me into this every day. I don't have a holiday. Sometimes when I look at the stories and I want to come on air and I'll say, gosh, God help my mental health. How do I start?
Let me just say a few things so that I will not take too much time.
It's okay. Go
The
ahead.
things I want to say are too many.
Right,
so let me just be summarizing everything quickly. So
Okay.
number one, on the lighter note, Tinubu is working remotely, so people should take heart. He's leading
So
the
he's not a techie.
From St. Lucia. So he's working remotely. He's part of the fad for now. You guys should just take it easy. If people are not careful, he will make AI his next running mate, artificial intelligence. So that people don't even need any person there. That's on a lighter note. But quickly, do you see that APC is worried? Do you know why I say so? Look at APC today. Precious, count 10 strong men. Can you count 10 strong men?
Where did they? Now Keyamo be the strong man. Keyamo that could not win his own word.
Just look through from the south, from the north. Everybody there, that all the governors that he has forced to follow him. Check all of them. It's another Oga that puts them in office.
Yeah, most of them are first timers.
Governors, they don't get hurt. It's somebody that put them there. The real movers and shakers and controllers, they are not there. So most of the governors, the reason he's forcing the governors in the south is to make sure that their money is not funding anything. Precious, that's number one. If you look through Tinubu's entire government, everybody there is a boy to somebody that has moved to the coalition. If it's Mr. Scammell, it's a boy to Rotimi Amechi. If you look at Tinubu, it's a boy to Peter Obi and the wife, and to Rotimi Amechi, and to Jonathan. Okay, pick any governor. Is it the governor of my state? Sheriff is a boy to Atiku's running mate. Many people are in APC,
but Atiku's running mate is also in APC now. So it's not that they are both together. So at least he has Okowa now.
Okowa, see, they are there physically, but they are funding and they are busy with another political party. Don't forget, many of the people who are sitting in APC right now are funding political. You saw in the news that the APC chairman, Nasarawa State Chapter, was suspended for anti-party activities because local government election, he was busy funding another party. This is just local government election. See, many of the sitting governors now, right, they will leave the country to go and have meetings to say, make una no vex. Make the man will not give our election to another person who sit down there.
But Laura, did you not hear what the coalition said yesterday? They said that you see political officers leaving and governors leaving, but did you see any northern governor leave? That no northern governor has left or decamped. No northern governor in opposition has left.
I just want to show you. I just want to show Nigerians the odds that are stacked against the APC. Forget all the things in the news. The things that are not making it to the news are the things I want to tell you. The first one I said is look through the entire backing Tinubu now. Who do you see that you can say this is a strong man in Nigerian politics? Is it Jonathan? Is it Obasanjo? Is it IBB? Is it David Mark? Who? Is it Laili Moke? Look at the class of 1999 down to now. Tell me one strong man. Is it Wamako? Is it Adamu Alero? Who?
But Shawari said that all of those people are thieves now, and that there is no need because they're the same people now. You cannot correlate with thieves now.
Story builders are talking. Face me, I face you. So I beg you, Shawari. He doesn't want to be practical. Does he think we like the fact that Peter Peter Obi has to be with these people who we know that are not necessarily nice people. It is because of the doctrine of necessity. That's why we are in bed with strange bedfellows. But we have to do what we have to do. When God had to save Israel from Haman, he had to get a Jewish woman to marry a pagan king, even though he has said to them in the book of Leviticus that they should not have anything to do with foreigners because they will end up making you to worship their God. But when doctrine of necessity came, Jehovah Jireh arranged a Hebrew girl to go, remove Queen Vashti, arranged a Hebrew girl to go and marry a king that is not Jewish blood. Why? Doctrine of necessity. I don't believe in you being more holy than the Pope. Let Peter Obi maintain his sanctity. But we need a group of people that will say, if you rig this election, we collapse the country on top of your head.
But have you not heard the coalition people saying? Have you not heard what the coalition people are saying? Did you not hear what they said? They've said it now. They said no rigging. They say if you rig this election, they are daring. They say this election. Lamido said it. Lamido had meant no, not now, not recently. They've been saying it. Different of them have been saying it separately. They've been saying it. Yes, they've been saying it. They say they're in. So I do. So for me, if I have to perhaps analyze this as a political analyst, I would like to say that the opposition is not even working to win the election proper. They are working for whatever the outcome of the after election would be. That's what I want to believe they're doing. So because I feel like they know what they know that they yes after the results that's what they want to know. I feel like that's what they're working on, and that's why they're all coming together. So they're not after they're not after the how the election would go. They're after the result. After the result, what would happen? That's what they're after. That's what I think. And I think that Tinubu knows that.
After the result, it is also the collation. They're after also the collation of the result. The reason they are after the collation of the result is I feel that there's going to be a parallel collation because they know that they will not leave Tinubu to ever declare INEC to ever declare who won. INEC will never declare who won. So therefore, they will have a parallel collation and they will invite the international community to a parallel collation. They will wait for INEC to call a different winner, different for what is in the parallel collation, which they will put on a board. Precious, let's leave the election first. Leave that aside. let me bring it to you.
It's interesting to talk politics with you. Just go ahead.
Why they are shaking in their boots. Precious, I beg you, look through the whole Tinubu group of people. Who do you see from class 1999 that is a godfather?
Why are you calling that Tinubu group of people like Tinubu and Sons?
1999. Sorry?
Why are you calling that Tinubu group of people like Tinubu and Sons Limited?
No, we're talking about, okay, who are the kingmakers? Pre-1999 and post-1999. So the people like David Mark, who were in power with IBB and stuff before 1999 and then post-1999, who can you see that is a political strongman that will shake the country and the army will listen? Look and see. Can you see anybody know? That's number one. Number two, every governor of every state today, from the north to the south, every one of them is a boy to a previous class of 99 or a previous class of 2003. Do you understand? So they are physically there. They physically move to APC, but their allegiance is to the godfather that put them there. Even the Bayelsa governor, if he ends up moving, his allegiance is Seriake or whoever puts him there. Do you understand? Many of them don't put them there, and many of them know that their organ knows their baggage. Let's put that one to the side. So you cannot see any strong man that is there. That's number two.
Go ahead.
Number three. When El-Rufai comes on TV in Charles Aniagolu's interview and tells you there is no pathway, El-Rufai is a quantity surveyor, so he's a mathematical person. When he says there is no pathway, he's telling you that even if you win the entire 17 states in the South, you cannot win the FCT and the remaining 19 states of North. When I say 19, I'm including the Middle Belt and the rest of the North. Because why? Even though there's a governor sat in Nasarawa, there's nothing you can do. Because remember, there's something I mentioned on your station one time that I called. Take one person, you can take whoever. The results, because the North are not like us. The North in Kano, remember that in presidential election, they bought whether 80 people or so in a room in Kano because they refused to release the ballot box. If a month later, when it was time to run the governorship, you would have thought people would sit at home afraid, like we were afraid in the South. Laye, they came out.
Of course, now.
So
Of course, I think somebody stated that. I think you weren't here when I brought Dr. Catch on Onoju. He said that. He said we can, that Kano has taught us the way and we can follow Kano.
Sorry, say that again.
I said one of my guests said that, I think 2 weeks ago, Dr. Catch on Onoju, when he said that Kano has shown us the way and that we can follow that. They've given us a template on how to follow our results and we can follow that.
Yes, I'm not even looking at the election. I'm looking at prior to the election. Then, Precious, I've told you about strong men. I've told you about current city governors who are decamping are all boys put in there by their political godfathers. Let's put all. Do you think Ifeanyi Okowa is really with them? Forget. They've held meeting abroad. They've told this Oga, I have to do what I have to do. Let's put that aside. Look at Tinubu's government right now. Since he came into power, everyone has been telling him, don't do this pure Yoruba, only Lagos, pure Yoruba, only Lagos government. Do you understand? So he doesn't even have any group of people to run to say, oh yeah, come and back me or something. Do you understand? Because he has been running a predominantly Yoruba government. Do you understand? That's another thing. And even within the Southwest, he doesn't have a show state. The governor may decamp so that he wins second term. But I'm telling you that the true machinery of the party stays with the PDP and therefore with the coalition. Let's pack that aside. Precious, do you remember that one of the reasons why Tinubu had issues with the current governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, was because it was revealed that Sanwo-Olu funneled money in the last election.
Yes, because he doesn't want him to. Yes.
You people don't know the real politics of Nigeria. See, there are sitting governors who have to decamp because they have ESC cases, they have one issue or the other, because they do election and everything. Let this man has the yam, he has the knife, he has the INEC, he has the courts. Let him not declare me because he has second tenor to run for. Let him not give it to an APC person, right? So people will physically disappear. But in Nigeria, I have seen Nigerian politicians, they will be in one party, they will be sponsoring somebody to run for a House of Assembly seat in their state from another party. That's a standard. You are for Rivers now. You know that that's a standard way because the government wants to avoid issue with party chairman. So, if Sanwo-Olu could have done that last election, they all add on top of these governors who are political godfathers in class of 99. Add on top of that, many people in the Southwest are tired of Tinubu. Many of the politicians in Southwest, they want to break Tinubu's hold over their neck. They are having behind-the-scene meetings with Rauf Aregbesola, aka native doctor. Rauf Aregbesola is the number one person in Yoruba land that Tinubu is afraid of because the man is a witch doctor. My late stepdad told me. My late stepdad is from Osun State.
Are you serious?
He said Rauf Aregbesola is a wizard. He told me he said the Oni officer was afraid of him. The late Oni of Ife.
Are you serious?
If you like disappear.
Do you know that right now? Do you know that he was in control of Alimoshe local government area in Lagos State? Do you know that right now, even though he is not in APC right now, his candidate is the person that is the chairmanship candidate for APC in Alimoshe.
He owns the
his candidate
structure. He's in Osun State.
Are you serious?
And if you look at that matter that Sanwo-Olu was said to have sponsored Atiku, it's mad though. People don't understand. See, Sanwo-Olu tried to, through the House of Assembly members, to remove, what's their speaker's name?
Yes, Obasa. Mudashiru Obasa.
And look at what Obasa did with Tinubu. Do you understand? There are many governors in the Southwest who just want to break Tinubu stuff away from her. Then, see, Precious, I've counted like 5 things. Number one, I said, look and tell me all through APC, do you see any strong man from Nigerian politics that is with him? Pre and post 1999, none. Number two, look at all the current governors, and they are all puppets of their political godfathers. So they physically will decamp, but they are still with the coalition. They are sponsoring this coalition. They are the coalition in spirit. 3, look at the current Southwest. Sorry, on top of that, number 3, I said, look at Tinubu's government. It is a Yoruba, very Southwest, even amongst the Yorubas, it is a very Lagos-centric.
Yes, very.
Old boys
even the Southwest people are angry that it's more of a Lagos thing.
Then
Yes.
number 4, add on top of that the fact that he is very old sponsored governor in Lagos State. Sanwo-Olu sponsored, not alleged, everybody says it's true, sponsored Atiku in the last election.
Including
How much
Obi.
won this one?
Including Obi.
Including Obi.
But remember, no,
Do you
but remember,
understand?
no, let's not get the facts wrong. Remember that that sponsorship or that alleged sponsorship was after Tinubu had lost the presidency. He wanted to use it to calm their minds so that they can settle their people so that they don't vote against him because he was scared he was going to lose. So for me, I don't even see any reason why the president should be angry about that. Why? Because I was trying to secure the state for you at all costs. So it shouldn't have been a problem. So I don't know why the president was angry. But as the president felt like he forced my hand, so you know, believe say I will win without these people. You know, perhaps
But in
that's
all
why.
of these pressures, I'm just telling you how the odds are stacked up against him.
We don't.
Even in his base, which is supposed to be the Southwest, the governors are well, not all this one we're talking of the leadership. We're not talking to Nigerians. When you come to Nigerians, it's a different ballgame. It is Nigerians versus the APC. So if you even come to the Southwest, there are governors that just want to break Tinubu's control from over their neck, because you had governors like Oyetola when he was in office, he couldn't pay full salary because of allegiance to Tinubu and dropping donation and whatever. Do you get my point? So many of them want to see him go. They will not tell you to your face. You have to be in their inner deepest most caucus. Then add the Aregbesola factor, because many people who want to work against Tinubu cannot do it face to face. They have to pass through Aregbesola to go and do, because they know that's the person Tinubu is afraid of, that can face it. Juju for juju, fire for fire, madness for madness.
Laura.
See, so if you see all the odds that are stacked up against him, is bad. Or just on the political elite side of things, I'm not even talking about Nigerians. Let us even not come to vote. Let us just look at the fact that the Nigerian political elite are not with him. Then the final and the last blow, the North is not with him. Tinubu's election was won last time for the North. The election is not with him. Even if he wins the entire South, he cannot win without the North. And the North are going to vote en masse against him. Then let me say one last thing so that I can get to other people can say, Precious.
Yes, please, go ahead.
You see, going into this next election, Tinubu has a lot of odds stacked against him.
And he knows.
But you see,
but then again, like what I said earlier, even though he does, he has all the opportunity to get it right. That's what my pain is. Like, is he not seeing it? That he's got all it takes to correct it. But he has all it takes to correct it. Why is he not doing it?
People understand that Tinubu is not interested. Don't people understand?
And then that's where the problem is.
You are dealing with someone, see, like Tinubu, like Wike. Yesterday, Precious, or day before, I was watching a documentary. Please go and Google it. It's about Gucci Grace. It's the story of Robert Mugabe's wife. You see, people who have a set is somebody tweeted, it's not it because I'm not on Twitter, but I saw it on YouTube. Patrick Doyle put up a post, and I saw it on YouTube where he was saying that Wike currently is facing this is psychosis, and this man is not okay. We are just laughing, but medically, the guy has psychosis. And you know the funny thing, I heard Jimmy Disu saying it yesterday morning that this is a medical. We are laughing that this man has a medical problem. It's called psychosis. Him and Tinubu have similar issues. I think Wike is psychotic, but I think Tinubu is something else. Tinubu has another. See, people can say, Tinubu, why not just do good so that people will vote for you? Someone who has lived at least 60 years of his life triumphing, succeeding based on evil, based on sheer absolute wickedness. These people who have the medical problem they have, they believe that to survive in human world, you have to be wicked. If you are kind, you will not survive. They have delusions of grandeur. See, let me ask you a question, Precious. Have you, instead of focusing on delivering good governance for Nigeria so that they will vote him, what has Tinubu focused on? Let him destroy the opposition.
That is the question I was asking. Why should we toe that route?
Tinubu cannot survive a fair contest. He doesn't believe in a fair contest. You know why?
Why?
Look at his antecedents in the past 24 years in Lagos. Tinubu has, immediately he came into power, he destroyed the opposition in Lagos State. He does not believe in opposition. He doesn't want opposition politics. If there's a strong individual that is going to run against him, like Fuchsia Williams, the person suddenly dies from nowhere. He cannot sustain a fair contest. He doesn't understand it. This man must cheat. He must. Anytime Tinubu comes into office, he immediately corrupts the system.
But people will tell you that that's politics now.
No, see, if the people that play politics when he was in opposition did like that, he won't have the chance to come in. But that's why they say people like him have a medical problem. Because what they see is when they see people like Jonathan and Obasanjo who follow the rule of law, yes, they still did things, but they follow the rule of law. They look at such people as being weak. I've watched series on TV, episodes where you look at people who are diagnosed narcissistic people, and they will tell you that when they diagnose them, they actually believe that if you do things the normal and the straight way, you will not win. They believe it is a delusion of grandeur. They believe that if you follow the normal path, that you are weak and it's not going to work for you. Tinubu has always never had precious. People who call Tinubu geniuses, most of them have the same character as him. A genius is somebody who was able to contest free and fair and outmaneuver his opponent. Tinubu has made sure he doesn't have an opponent in Lagos. He has made sure he has always rendered, he cannot do opposition politics. That is why he won't even bother delivering services to you, because he doesn't think that he stands a chance. He thinks people who do that are weak. Do you understand? So in final stake, you see the people who are now coalesced in the coalition against him, right?
Yes,
I want to sound a note of warning. Your state lady, Donu Kubara, did a poll on her channel. She did a poll and she was talking about the results of her channel, that she asked a question on social media that if the coalition chooses these people, will you vote for them? Yes, no. When she did for Atiku, she didn't say between Atiku and Obi. She just said, if the coalition picks Atiku, will you vote for him? Yes, no, I will abstain from the vote. Atiku got 7%. The rest said they will not vote for him. When she did Rotimi Amechi, 6% said they will vote for him.
So Atiku even scored better. Atiku even scored better than Amechi.
Yes, even though he's the son of the South. When she did a collation of the two of them together got, she did it on, I think, Twitter or something, and she also said, okay, I'll come to the YouTube one. She said total, the two of them combined 13%. A whooping 80-something percent said they will not vote, so they will not bother themselves to vote for any of the two of them. She didn't put them in comparison to Peter Obi, she just put only them. They said they will not vote. Then she said she did a post on her YouTube. She did a video on her YouTube about Peter Obi, why she's supporting businesses that. When she did it, she had over 11,000 views on that singular video. And she had over 600 and something new subscribers as a result of that video. Because YouTube will show you analytics, right? Then the following week, she now did a post on Chibike Amechi and Atiku together in one post. She got I think 161 new subscribers and 1,100 and something views. So she says, I'm begging the coalition, and particularly I'm asking Nigerians to help me beg Oga Atiku to be a statesman.
Yeah.
And
many have also asked about
the coalition should hand this thing over to Peter Obi, because 87% said they will not bother themselves to even vote. So that is my parting shot, precious. But you see, Oga Tinubu, people should get ready. The violence with this is upon Nigeria, because it's a case of, okay, people want me to, and you see this ADC, he's still going to do everything to tear it down. So for me, I think the ADC is a decoy. I think they have something else.
I want to believe so too, because Kachikwu is already on it.
As useless as Tinubu, just as he's an intellectual, but he is a very bitter person. is as wicked as Tinubu. Talk about the fact that he's a Fulani man, but you see the people that you know why he's shaking.
Why?
The people that gang up against him, they are like him. Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much, Laura. Always a pleasure hearing from you. Oops, 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 oops. All right, phone lines. Do you guys still want to call? I've got all other stuff to discuss today, but it's getting late. So I don't know if I should just take some more calls or perhaps wrap up. Okay, I was telling you guys about what the US said that Trump will host leaders from Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal for a discussion and lunch at the White House on July 9 next week Wednesday, according to officials. Now, President Trump believes that African countries offer incredible commercial opportunities which benefit both the American people and our African partners, African partners. That the officials said, referring to the reasons why the meeting was arranged. But in all of this, I'm sorry to say, y'all president is not part of it. Oh yeah, let me quickly go into my studio. Mr. Mop, I see you. I'm coming back to you, Mr. Mop. Let me talk to Oga Tony first. Mr. Tony, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome,
Can you
sir.
hear?
Very
It's
well,
like today
Christian.
is for Women's Day. You
I'm
gave me a
sorry.
lady a long
Any day
time
I
to
hear a
talk. No,
woman
no, 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 no,
call,
no. No, I will
I'm
understand.
sorry I'm
No
sentimental. Sorry,
problem.
forgive me.
No, yeah,
Go
Precious.
ahead.
Let me
Huh?
start with Tinubu. I want to tell you
Mm,
something. The greatest mistake Tinubu made was to
mm,
fall apart with Aerofy.
mm,
Aerofy is so I don't know how it's a great planner of bad
mm,
things. You know, in Nigeria praises bad things. When they say Tinubu is the master key of what? No bad politics. When I heard that these people started the meeting since 18 months ago, Precious, I said, this
I was
old man
shocked. Did it not shock you?
can still do a game. It shocked me. It,
because
you know the one that shocked
I was
me?
thinking it was just a
Hold
few
on.
months ago.
Do you know the one that shocked me to Bob Marley? They say submitting they go abroad. They will put the meeting like on Saturday. People will start coming like Monday. Lodge in one leg. You go and lodge inside your room and stay in your room. They did this thing that nobody knows. Meetings go
Hey,
for 8 months. Nobody, no
but that's
media
not
people
fair
carry it
now.
out.
But
No,
that's not
that is
fair now.
totally underground work. Okay, the one that shocked you again. Do you know the hotel they booked yesterday? They
Yes,
booked two hotels.
I know now. Yes, now the was
They
counting, the
booked two
Wells counting.
hotels and fronted one. Then when they see that they go Europe. I mean, the caliber of people that came to that place, my sister, must say you are President BP. They have risen up to as if it's the war against Tinubu. The names I was hearing, I was seeing people there. It's not a joke. It's not Ukachukwu or whatever. He just want to for them to be
Kachikwu.
noticed. Notice him. That's what it is. From record I heard, even the court case, the one of them, the only senator, I mean, has a rep. He
Mm.
said that the case in the court has been withdrawn. That country has nothing to say. There's no case again.
But you've heard what people read that what People's Gazette said now that he's Tinubu's boy. Did you not listen from the beginning of the
No, no,
conversation?
no, no. I know. I heard it. I heard it. It's quite obvious.
That's true anyway.
It's quite obvious because the other guy was the only house rep say. Why is he talking about it? Everyone has right. The guy himself said that they called him when they were having the meeting, but he didn't want to go. That most of his friends are with APC, that he might go to APC. He's the only person that from ADC. He tell Kachi to go and look for another party to go. After he's a presidential candidate
Oh,
only. Is that
mm.
the chairman is the only person that sponsors that party. He's the only person. Okay, again, what I
Ah,
want to
the man
say
has side.
about
Did you not
the
hear when other people were praising him for sustaining the party for that long?
yes. So why is Kachi
Mm.
making noise? He wants people to recognize him. That's what he's doing. That's what he did. So, but one thing I'm sure I told everybody is that, like, for example, we that
First of
are
all, for him to call a
obedient,
press conference, it takes a lot of money to call a press conference because those
exactly,
people will not come here for nothing. And you pay these media
Mhm.
houses to have this thing, to fly this thing up. I'm a
Exactly.
media person and I know how much. And we're talking about millions of naira here, earmarked for that. For him,
Yeah,
maybe
so the
say get
guy be
financial
doing,
issue
doing.
already for US. Now you go carry media there. How much are you going to pay the media for this job? I mean,
Who
we're
knows
in
him?
this.
This come up to 1 million on vote. Please. The what thing again that Tinubu did wrong? He embarked himself with Lagos politicians. Now the North has fall apart with him. Totally. In fact, what happened yesterday showed that they really fall apart with him. You can't believe what happened to him yesterday. That's why I see what they are trying to do, what all sorts of things. The obedient are not really happy, but they are happy.
Hmm.
The ones that are not really
Mm.
happy. If there's another option, but there's no other option, for Obi to be alone, it's not possible. Obi must die with these guys
Mm.
to get Nigeria out. It's a must. These are the people that can shake politics
One
in
way or the
Nigeria.
other, he must work with one
He
or two
must
of
die
them.
with
One
them.
or
He
two.
must work
Because
with them. There's nothing he can do about it. Is this Aisha? Aisha is happy. This is why he doesn't like those, but he's happy. He must die with them. He cannot go out of them. He cannot go out of them. These are people that can bring up millions, trillions of naira to function
eh,
election.
people,
But how about
people
who
we
will do
don't loot
it?
on our country, we don't loot on our country dry. Then get money to
No,
bring out now because the money we didn't gain from the country.
not to bring out. So,
Ah,
and the
it's
politics
going to
need
be a
money.
very
The
interesting.
only
It's going
thing
to
I
be a very
wish,
interesting
I
politics
think,
in
and even
2027.
the only thing I want Atiku to do, if it's for me, Atiku should allow Obi, give him that, even if that first tenor, make him satisfy the South. Make it, because if Atiku still bent on holding it, people will look at it, man, what's wrong with this guy? And they will lose
Yes,
it.
I
They will
agree.
lose it. I'll be honest to you. You only take Obi millions of talk, millions of being on internet to talk to his followers to support them. Because I know if I think want to use it, my carry Obi along as VP. But that would be very dangerous game for me. So I think want to be a statement in Nigeria, no matter what it is, step aside. Obi, go. Pick your advice. I'll be there. If I have to be ruled that maybe the 4 years, one tenor, if I think want to come back, it's up to him. Obi can now help him out. But let Obi go there and structure this country. Put things in order. INEC, because we are doing all this INEC. But why I'm not afraid now? Because of these people that I saw yesterday. No matter whatever else.
Oh dear, I lost you. Okay,
In fact,
Tony.
the
Go ahead. Mm.
next day person be a negotiation. They wash him. He will be a negotiation to be the new INEC chair. To somebody with trust. That's it
It
cannot
no
because these
matter. This
people
time around,
listen. You
people
know
are
it,
saying that
wait,
people are
I
saying
want
that even if you make sure you Tinubu the INEC chairman, he will do the right thing.
it,
Go ahead.
uh, you see when you know about the north, the one thing I like them that they follow, they know what is their brother. Remember, Wike, one of the best friend of Wike is what the former governor of Sokoto, Tamboa.
I
Tamboa
did
was the
not hear the
best
way him
friend of Wike.
lambast am. I not gree play that side. Did you hear
Because
the way he
because
insulted
Tamboa was the person, it was Tamboa's vote that made Wike
that
to
made that
do
win him? Mhm.
that convention. Because Tamboa, yeah, that made to do that vote. So that's why they tell northerners. Now they have seen no. Then who is after Guerra has gone? The next head of CPC is who? Erufai. Is the one that is head of CPC. Now who are the people for that one? It's APC, CPC people are that out gradually. Before next 2 weeks, my sister, that ADC will get in shape because when they
Thank
get
you.
first governor and whatever come on there, maybe that time you join us, woman leader. I'll be there
No,
with you.
we'll join waiting. I'll be forever opposite. So the thing is
Okay.
that the worst thing they'll do is that if they come into power and they maintain this same leg or this same way Tinubu started, trust me, Nigerians will change it though. Maybe they'll push Nigerians to that revolution. So they shouldn't even try it. They should hear the cry of the people now and begin to learn to do the right thing. That's what
That
I
that
advocate for.
that that's what I said. Obi has the mind of the people. If that man Obi is there, Obi will do something that will stay as a system. Our system is corrupt. That's the problem we have in Nigeria.
Yeah,
The system.
yeah, yeah.
The system
Thank you.
because I
Thank you so
think
much.
Obi might change the system. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a blessed day.
thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Bye. All right. All right. Mr. Mop, where are you? Before I go to my TY Danjuma.
Yeah.
Mr. Mop,
Hey, Precious. How are
how
you?
are you today? I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Great. You wasn't here yesterday, was you?
Me.
Was you here
Because you
yesterday
left me.
evening?
Left me and went to your other
No, 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 no,
gallivant.
no, no. I'm talking
Eh?
about yesterday evening. Were you?
Eh? Is there any day you've given me off from coming here? Is there any day that
Hmm.
I've ever taken off?
Okay, sorry.
I
I
will
must
find
have
you.
missed it, but because
The gods of the land will
I
find
intended
you.
to grace your platform. I don't know, maybe because of time or something like that. But anyway, it's nice to see you today.
It's okay. Nice to see you too. Welcome.
So let me begin. If you give me more time, I'm going to speak about the coalition. Then I'm going to offer some suggestion to the Tinubu government. Hopefully they be listening. So let me talk about this coalition they're having right now.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a welcome. It's a welcome thing in my own opinion. I mean, are they going to be able to solve Nigerian problem? That remains to be seen. So having said that, we need a stronger position. What I mean by a stronger position, not one party from. We need a very united, stronger position.
Hmm.
If they can actually actualize it, which in my own opinion, I still doubt because of what article has, stand. I think it was Mr. Kachikwu that came here a while ago, last week or whatever, and said
Mhm.
where article stand. And I've been hearing from other angle that what they're having right now is going to be particle only. Because if you look at the whole people that congregate when they came in, Ihedio or all this, they are, David Mark, they are
The
part of,
article. Okay.
they are part of article henchmen. So I'm thinking it might be all about article. Maybe it's going to make somebody, a guy from River State, maybe the vice president, but that's not going to go anywhere because all they're going to do is, having about 2 or 3 parties. That's a given to this, to the present government, because what Tinubu is actually doing right now is try to fracture and fragment any opposition, and he's getting it, unless they unite. And it's not what people don't realize about the united is going to have stronger manpower, in order to checkmate the present government, because the present government has already given us the antecedent. A case study in mind is what actually happened in Egypt recently. They have shown you what they can do. That's a typical case study. I mean, they have conquered all apparatus of Nigeria. I mean, where can I begin? The judiciary, the INEC, I mean, it's even at all the so-called INEC, the technology they have. I don't think it's of high tech. It can easily be, it can easily be run to, and that's exactly what happened in the last election. So they need this unity in order to, regardless of what people said. I know what happened. They called them a bunch of criminals. But if you call them a bunch of criminals, the present APC government, I didn't say it. It was Kenneth Okonkwo said it. APC is 419. Yeah, I see you smiling. I'm not saying it. I don't want to mess up your channel. Kenneth Okonkwo called them 419. Okay, that's true. Exactly 419. The ADC that is congregating, there's a bunch of criminals. But I mean, what have we gotten from the present criminal of 419? Nothing else. So it's time to try somebody else. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. But for them to actualize that, there's no way Obi has to be the flag bearer, because he has proven that if they decide to divide, Obi go to his own party. That's not a work. If you look at the last election, APC won. If I'm wrong, you correct me. APC won like about 36%. I think um what's the name? Atiku about 39. I mean 29%. Will be 25%. Pankos, I don't know, 5 or 6%. So that's almost close to 60%. Tinubu won about 36%. So if they have combined that vote, and I believe that momentum is still there because this present government is so unpopular. The only way they're going to win the election, in my own opinion, is through what they are doing right now, the fragmentation and the fracture of any kind of opposition. That's the only way they're going to actualize it. So I think if they really want something, they have to unite. That is the only way. And Obi is the flag bearer, because if they don't give it to Obi, whether it's going to serve one time as he agreed or whatever, it doesn't really matter. If he can do that, that's the only way that's going to happen. But having said that, I need to give Nigerian government a solution, okay? Because where we are, we have gotten worse from where APC was
So
before.
you see what you're saying, that Nigeria is getting worse. This administration does not know that though. They think that
Yeah,
they're doing the best. They don't
but they
know.
don't want you. They
Maybe
don't
they
want.
know. I don't know. That's the point. So that's why I think that look, they have the perfect. If I were them in leadership, they have the perfect opportunity to soothe and calm the nerves of Nigerians. Just do one fine wayo, mago, abracadabra, good leadership. Or let it look like you hear the cry of the people. I was going to do a recording today on what Obi said, what led to him working for Abacha in the Ports Authority. From the narration Obi, I have no hard time. I'm so busy, forgive me. I have a lot of recordings to do. So from the narration Obi gave, it was just about Abacha being a listening leader. It was just that there were congestions in the ports at that time. Things were chaotic. Then they were all importers. And then they all led, about 100 of them went to Aso Rock, to Abuja, to say, let them go and see the head of state. In fact, some people were even scared of going because it was military regime, that they will arrest them. So why they went there, that they laid out plans and told Abacha, now look, this is the mess that we're going through in our ports. This is what we need to do. This is what, and he was part of those who spoke. He said, among other people who spoke, Abacha said, that small boy, that boy, come here. Oh yeah, you chairman of so and so. That's how he made him chairman. He didn't plan it. Meanwhile, people who were supposed to go with them were thinking they were going to arrest them because it was a military regime. So while he was narrating that incident at the fora, he was saying that it was just because Abacha was listening at that time. He heard their complaint on the congestion of the port and he worked on it. But at the government in power today, even when you complain, I mean, you have seen the back-to-back criticism of his administration. And most of the people who criticize him, Atiku Obi, they proffer solution. Like they say that if things would have been done this way, would have been better. But has this administration adopted or done it? No. Stop traveling overseas and at least hear your people. Have they done that? No. Reduce your hands in the impunity and profligacy. Have you done that? No. So it's like, I don't understand. It's really crazy. Forgive me for being a bit passionate
Yeah,
and
it's
taking
okay.
out of it.
I mean, all they do is propaganda. I mean, they asked about the opposition, to provide any kind of solution. That's what they're doing. But
I
they're not
know.
listening. They find out other way, to truncate what the opposition is saying, because they already have their plan. So what am I trying to say? Because like I said, the Nigeria hasn't gotten better, where they are. Tinubu has been in office for about 2 years, and nothing is getting better. Let me offer them some solution, and I'll give them an example of, um, if a country that is doing well, maybe they can take an example from there. I'm not gonna go to a global stage. I'm gonna come to a country with our own pedigree that has the same pedigree with us. But I mean, because it's not perfect, and Ghana will be a typical of example. I know Precious is going to be saying that they are a very small country, maybe about 35 million or whatever, but we are 200 and something million, the so-called 200 and something million. Population is supposed to be a plus for us, but that hasn't
Yes.
been. Look at
I
what's
was
happening
going to
right
say
now.
that we don't even know that our population itself is resources.
Right.
Human
But it's
capital,
supposed
I
to.
mean, human capital is resources
Exactly.
on its
Very,
own.
very
We're
much.
supposed to have wealth because of the human. Why do people go to China to produce? Why? Because they have the manpower. Do you understand? Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
Precious. Yeah, president is in St. Lucia right now. What is St. Lucia? Like I said, I'm very familiar with that place.
That's what he
It's
said.
one of the best Caribbean country. Like I said, I've been there. But having said that, it's only about 180,000. That's what the population is. Don't Google it. 180,000. That's the population of St. Lucie. They don't have anything. You know, this I don't know. I don't know what did you go there for? For bilateral relationship. You can just tell us the truth.
And give their children scholarship.
Right. You could have just said that you went there for vacation. There's nothing
And
like
meanwhile,
bilateral
Nigerian students are here and cannot get scholarship to study.
pressures. They have nothing to offer us. Their tourism, right? Their tourism contribute about 60% of their GDP. So it's
Naturally.
mainly a tourist country. Maybe some other places, tax haven have it's a saving haven for a lot of for a lot of foreign people. And if you come there, they can give you a citizenship. and you invest in their country. But for them to, offer a country for any kind of investment, they have nothing to offer. So it's a waste of trip. I've tried to find out how many entourage Tinubu went. I've not been able to get the fact. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know. I tried to
Yeah.
find out. No,
I tried
every
to
data
see it.
that I used, they didn't give me. Maybe they're hiding that. You see? I mean, you go there and waste money. Who know
Can
how
only
many
get that through
millions?
scoop, through someone
Huh?
who would scoop to you. It's only someone who can scoop, give the
No,
information
I tried
from
all
the
kind of
president.
searching things to find out. It has not been able to give me the fact. They say it's not proven because they're not telling people exactly. But what I'm trying to say is that they are wasting money. They're not being prudent in any kind of
You
spending.
don't you
Look
don't
at
want to know how much you're spending a day in that trip.
exactly. Look at the Orosha report that's supposed to have been implemented about more than a year ago. Where is that? Ghana is a typical example. I mean, they're still an African country. Their inflation is still high, about 21%. But let me tell you what's going on in Ghana right now. I'm just using Ghana as an example. I'm not saying they are perfect. Africa is an Africa. Do you know from November 2024, that's when, Ghana CD was 14.7 to a dollar. But right now, it's 10.3 to a dollar. Since this new government came in, and Ghana City has appreciated 33%. People are even thinking one day it might be one CD to $1. I mean, that's the way it said it. It's the most appreciating currency out of 160 countries in the world right now. The point I'm trying to make, see what we did, about removal of subsidy, the Naira unification and something like that. And our Naira hasn't gotten better. It has gotten worse, maybe about 200%. So why are we different? When a small country like Ghana, can just do something and the economy is going. You know what they did again, Precious? They
Okay.
have naturalized their gold. This is what's helping their
Hmm.
inflation is coming. Yeah, I tried to find out if we have naturalized any of our mineral resources. None. But if you have
Hmm.
information, let me know. We have not been able to naturalize our mineral resources. That's the same thing Burkina Faso is doing, but I'm not going to use Burkina Faso as an example because the news coming out of there is kind of it's kind of fake. We don't know whether it's true or not. But Ghana own is well documented by Bloomberg report. Their city has appreciated. It's heading to the right direction. I mean, this guy has, the present government is being prudent. He has cut costs according to what he's doing. This report I'm giving you is not from Ghana. It's from Bloomberg report in New York here. That's the one that's giving us this information. He has cut costs, being prudent on spending. This is why their country is getting better, but there's still corruption. I don't know if you heard about the news recently. They find a truck, maybe it might be internal saboteur or foreign saboteur when it comes to Africa. They find a truck, I think about 12 to 10 bigger truck that is full of dollars in Ghana. And a lot of, I don't know if you saw the news, and a lot of fake cities. I'm talking about millions, even billions. So I
Yes,
don't know
I
if
saw the
right,
news.
that's to
Mhm.
sabotage
Mhm.
the country. I don't know. It could be external, it could
Now,
be
now,
internal.
now, some people are also still not happy with Mahama too. Some of them think that economy is getting a bit stiffer under his watch. People are also
But
complaining
according to
about.
Bloomberg report, they are very, they are very thorough in their analysis. I mean, I'm just saying, at least it's heading to a better trajectory compared to Nigeria. That's what I'm saying. Nigeria is not in because where we are right now, precious. They have been in office for more than 2 years. The next 2 years, were a half year this year, next year, 2026, is going to be about campaign. So nothing is going to happen. And if Tinubu has not proven or APC has not proven in the first 2 or 3 years that they are capable of improving the economy, they are not going to. Because if even at all they win re-election, the last 4 years they're going to be a lame dunk government. Tinubu is going to actualize everything he wants.
Eh?
Yes,
Eh?
I mean, a
He
lame dunk
doesn't change.
government.
So if he's not listening now, is it when
Yes.
during his second tenure he will listen?
No, he's not going
Eh?
to listen. Nigeria, they are just, look at what happened in America. Let me just pivot to America. That's what they are doing right now. It's Trump beautiful tax, right? I mean, some of the things it helps some people. It doesn't help some people. People with money making about 200,000 and a million. It helps them, but they are doing it for the people. You know what he did? If you buy an American car, you're gonna get a 10,000 tax credit. Yes, if you buy, what is that?
So that encourages you to buy American.
Yes. So we are not doing that in America, like innocent motor. Why not the government start using innocent motor? Believe me, if they start using nothing more, or any other, I don't know, maybe there's other one in the north, other one in the west, not just innocent motor. They have to patronize the local, investment. If not, nothing is going to happen. Maybe other Africa, we emulate that and start buying, start buying Nigerian motor. But they're not doing it. They're here driving foreign cars, Escalade, and other kind of things. It's waste of resources. It's not helping the country because there's nothing they're actually
Thank
doing
you.
that's
Thank you,
actually
Mr. Mo.
prudent, in my own opinion, Precious.
Thank you. Thank you,
But
Mr.
anyway,
Mo.
let me
Thank
let
you.
me stop there. Okay, I have a lot to say, but
Let's I know. I see that you do. I see that you do. And honestly speaking, or frankly speaking, we can't even exhaust the things we have to say about this country. And I don't want to believe that these calls or these things we say just get into deaf ears because it's very unfortunate. I don't know how sometimes you see people who you think have fantastic ideas before they get into public office. But once they get into public office, it's like there's something that just possesses them once they get into public office and they become something else entirely, and you'll be wondering where was this person when we were crying for. So I just hope that that's not what would happen in this coalition because it's enough. Do you know that other African countries are behind us? I mean, are ahead of us. Other African countries, I can mention countries.
one more thing, Precious.
I was so embarrassed the other time. There was a time I traveled to Senegal. I spent how many days? 3 weeks or so I spent in Senegal. I didn't witness power outage one day. I was embarrassed. Do you understand? Africa, that is things that African countries have way, left behind, is what we're still battling with. What is wrong with us? Then
Precious,
cautious.
one more thing. Do
Go
you know
ahead.
what Ghana just did recently? They signed a deal with Saudi Arabia as the biggest African AI, to come to Ghana. 1 billion, right? It's supposed to be training to the Ghanaians. Yes, they already did it. I think it was done last week.
Good.
1 billion contract for, AI in Ghana.
But
But we
now
are
we
not
like
doing all those things.
Saudi Arabia pass. You know, say now we they pray pass for Saudi Arabia. Now we
Okay,
they give
but
them
what are
money
they?
pass.
Because they don't want to invest in this country. You don't have electricity. You don't have security. I mean, I hate to say it is my country. I mean, even I thought I have something there. We're not doing well. We need to start criticizing them. But anyway, thank you,
Thank you.
Precious.
Thank you, Mr. Mope. I appreciate you. Thanks.
All right.
Bye. Bye. Yeah. Hello, good evening, sir, and welcome.
Yeah, Precious, good evening.
Thank you. What's your name? Where are you calling
Yeah,
from? Please kindly make
yeah,
it a quickie.
it's okay.
Thank you, sir.
Victor calling from London.
Victor, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
I'm a regular caller anyway.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, the point I'll make is I'm having a mixed feeling about this coalition. Right?
Why?
A mixed feeling, yeah. Happy and scared. Scared in the sense that happy in the sense that at least we now have a major opposition to challenge APC. Okay. Scared in the way the leaders of that coalition is going about it. And when I mean the leaders, I mean Atiku and some PDP bigwigs. If they can be very fair and put the country forward, the coalition will achieve positive things. For me, anything, I'm telling you, I've gotten to that level that I can accept anything that will defeat Tinubu. Some people will be economical with okay, is the main issue to remove Tinubu. Yes, that is the main issue because he have destroyed our polity. He have brought in some things that we've never experienced in this especially like racial bigotry and whatever corruption. So anything, even Atiku self to me, is better than him. So, but I'm afraid if they don't manage it very well, Tinubu will be returned. Let me tell you, if they do mago, you see how Northern has played their politics. Can't do mago. Can't put Atiku there without being free and fair in their primaries. Yeah, Atiku will lose. Atiku will lose. It's as simple as that. Everybody knows that. Even if they want to put Atiku, let it be fair. Let it seem fair to Southerners that okay, it is fair. When you now appeal to voters, they will understand. Say, okay, let us go with Atiku. But if they do it the way they play their politics,
it is our turn, just like how Tinubu did. I'm telling you, Satanas will follow Tinubu. And that will give Tinubu what he needs to rig the election, because the election will be rigged, whether we like it or not. The election is not going to be free and fair. It's going to be rigged. So ADC can match Tinubu rigging to rigging. But let them not give him that opportunity to rig. If they give him that opportunity to rig, that will make many people to feel this. I listened to that Baba, that the running mate.
Yes, today, his interview today. I want to also work on that and do a video. Like, I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah. If you listen to him and see how diplomatic he is with words and where he's going, you understand that he has that mixed feeling like me or anybody who is following Nigerian
politics.
Okay, it's a mixed feeling. But if they do it well and manage it well, if they don't manage it, I'll tell you, people will leave. And if we believe, we will be in the same situation we are in 2023, three-horse race.
Thank you so much. I
So
appreciate it. Thank you.
They should do the right thing and
Thank
keep
you.
that ticket.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mr. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome. You be like say like that name well. Anytime I call you the name, the thing is sweet you well. This can paper your head. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
I can't hear you. All right, and welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome. Go ahead,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, I think everybody has spoken well. Yesterday, I told you that I'm entrailed, by the decision that was arrived at by the coalition. Eventually, the subtlety with which the entire thing was packaged, was one that I think beat the psychology of APC. And you can see some of the attack dogs are already at work, yelling and shouting and calling out people and so on and so forth. But the last caller said, and like you said, I listened to that on one of the news networks online, and he was very, very cautious in his views about the coalition. And in fact, he did say, if you remember, that the only people who have resigned their membership of all the other parties that are partners are those who are holding interim offices. But every other person from the communique that was arrived was decided that stay where you are, okay? So it's like a kind of sit down look, let us remain in our parties, but at the same time, we endorse every objective of the coalition party. So I think that's a very tactical move until after the primaries, have taken place. So I think it's a strategy, for people who are not too sure if they're going to win or what the coalition will come up with in terms of positions and so on and so forth. But you don't expect the APC to just sit down and watch what is going on without. Yes, they have already started talking. I know that. I mean, I feel that DUmebi Kachikwu, for instance, yes, he has the reason to be angry because he was in the previous presidential election. He was their presidential candidate. So it's like he won't like that this kind of upsurge, this kind of people barging in, which will render him almost a non-entity in a party that they have been grooming for a long time. But I think it's good because you can see that the opposition is now very, very jittery. If they can put their ass together, if the coalition can put their ass together and work together and put down, for instance, this personal ambition. I know it will come up later because you have so many people there who are eyeing the presidency and vice presidency and so many other positions. But if it is possible for them, for now, to look more at the larger picture than their individual interests and so on, they will be able to consolidate and then build a party in such a way that it will present in a veritable opposition to APC because we need it now. you know. But I think, even in doing that, in looking at that, I think fair is fair. I have said that they must allow the South to finish their 8 year term. So if Tinubu is able to finish his 4 years, there's still 4 years for the South. And so, in whatever deliberations or considerations that they arrive at, they must consider that, to be fair, and if they want the support of the South, of a lot of people in the South, Southeast, and so on and so forth, and maybe the Southwest, the entire country, they must concede the 2027 to the Southerner. I'm not going to narrow it down to Southeast or Southern, but they should do that because that shows that they are building on fairness, and then after that, the North can have their 8 years. Now, I want to speak about, St. Lucia. There's a connection that you haven't mentioned that exists between Nigeria or some individuals in Nigeria and St. Lucia.
What's that
You see,
connection?
the name of Gilbert Shaguri has been mentioned in St. Lucia.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
So I think
Oh,
that probably will be part of the package. It probably will be part of, the persons who have packaged this trip. So that's the connection, because otherwise you want to ask yourself, why St. Lucia? Small country. Not even up to
okay.
a local government.
So you know that is in their well, I don't really want to believe that, because the document I saw shows that from the UN Geneva platform, that is an ambassador and permanent representative in St. Lucia had, but I don't want to believe that that is really a thing. Well,
No,
it could really be a thing too, because of course also the relationship between Chagri and the president. So
now let me tell you what happened. Last year, St. Lucia, through part of the efforts of Deba Shaguri, got elected to the presidency of the Order of the UNESCO. And part of it
yes,
was the effort of Shaguri. So if Shaguri has any award in the St. Lucia, probably in acknowledgement or recognition of that effort, that's what he did for them.
and
Now,
perhaps it's part of the convoy that also went to the president to the event.
you can be sure that he will be part of it. And then, of course, the relationship between the Shaguris and the president. He married and in business and so on and so forth. So that's part of the connection. So there is more to it. The summary of it is that there is more to it than meets the eye. It's probably not just ordinary visit and ordinary going to holiday there. You know, there are things that are personal, that are, entangled in that official visit. So but with time, I'm sure journalists like you will begin to dig to find out
Thank you.
the truth about that. And then finally, it's sad the way Nigeria is going now. Uh, Part of again, I was listening to the media. I was listening to Mazi, um, uh, Mazi, what is his name again? Isaac, and he was talking about the subterfuge and intrigues that uh, followed, the paying for a venue, for which you mentioned,
Mhm.
for where this
So
conference, I
that's
mean,
again
this was
another
going
problem. How
to.
do you want to clamp down the opposition so much that you don't even want them to converge?
That's what we're saying. That's the impunity. And then it was decided that the third effort, if after the third effort they still repeat the same thing,
And
then
what
there's
they
going
do?
to be trouble. Yes, there's going to be trouble. So I think they
You know
all.
that the second venue they didn't even make it known. Like they didn't know, because I hear that the other venue was already secured. The
Yes.
initial venue was already secured, and they were unaware that they had moved because they didn't really make their second venue public. They just discussed it among themselves. That's perhaps why we did not have that interference in the second venue.
No, that's the
So
third venue. This present
oh,
one
the
is the
third
third.
venue, right?
There was the first, there was the second, which was scuttled. People were probably threatened if you allow them hold this conference here, this meeting here, then we'll probably withdraw your CFO or whatever. You revocate your land holding and so on, and certificate and so on. So, but it was decided that in the third one, if they do it, Wahala go bust. And I think that threat would have put off whoever is doing that. I don't want to mention any name because I don't know who. That would have put that person in check because you were easily caught in trouble. Because if you look at the kind of people that are there, if you want
them. Thank you so much, Tiwa Danjuma. Make I leave you. Make I go
thank
do.
you. Okay, good night.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Good night. Enjoy the rest of
Yeah.
the evening. Bye. Bye. All right. Thank you so much to everyone. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but unfortunately, the evening is already fast spent. It's 15 minutes after 2 hours of the show. So the show is already 2 hours, 15 minutes going. And I need to quickly zip up so I can go and attend to other issues and then see how I can do the videos. I have backlog of video recordings to do that I've not done. I told her I will do something on Peter Obi working with Abacha. I don't know if I would have time to do that today, tomorrow, but I'll find time. If I don't do it today, tomorrow, I'll do it over the weekend. And then I'll also do something about, I'll work on some stuff, some other issues. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our country. We're not going to stop to talk. And this is what we're trying to cotton on the show today. Thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Please, whatever happens, ensure you protect your mental health because say wahala, then they finish. So kindly click on the subscription button. Oh yeah, click, subscribe, like, follow us like a village people. Over how many people watching? And at some point we're 400 and something, and the like is more than less than 59. Why now? Like this page now. What I do you now? I beg now. If you don't like my sips, then just close your eyes and like it. Like it, subscribe, please, and follow us like a village. You will also share the post. Let's continue to speak. I love you guys. See you tomorrow evening with Prince Francis Chilaka and Co tomorrow. Protect your mental health very importantly. Good night and God bless you.